who she was.
It really was this weird scenario. Like when they were reading me the text, it's like it's like a comedy.
It's a
like,
social, awkward, like the kind of thing you would think the writers of a film really contrived and went kind of far, making this lady sound extreme. But it was real life.
It was real life. Yeah. Nobody's just crazy. Well, yeah.
Nobody's this crazy. So yes, we have a couple of now Seinfeld-esque episodes that we could write, sitcoms, but they're based on real life awkward experiences that I've had with, in both cases, women who were just a little odd.
They were odd. Well, welcome everybody. We're doing our sound check, so there's nothing. Don't try to adjust your screen. That's just our sound check.
And don't try to adjust your audio either, because that sound you hear is not somebody crashing into the outside of your wall. It's my air conditioner rattling.
Right. It's not an avalanche. Mm-hmm. It's just the Peach's air conditioner.
It's been going a long time too, because it's 80
from
degrees
1940.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's super old.
Our air conditioner probably is even older than that. Our house was built in 1890. So.
It's just filled with sand.
Yeah.
So they just throw sand in there. That's the filter, and just kind of.
Right. And they used to just put ice. They would saw big pieces of ice out of the lake when it froze over, and put them up in the attic. And that's how their air conditioner works. Hey, it's been a while since we've done our welcome to new people. We should do that this week.
We should.
There's some people here for the first time. And they're like, we can't believe we made it for the first time. We should have. Remember how we used to do that, Brian? We used to have somebody.
Yeah, who was that? We used to have someone say hello. I don't remember who that was.
Well, it was celebrities.
Think he's home?
Yeah, that's true.
I think we can call him up and have him give us a little bit of a special appearance.
I think we could probably do that.
There was at one point we were crazy and we would let people pick the celebrity that they wanted to say hello to them.
So we had that kind of pull.
Yeah. It's true, because we just have multiple celebrities just on standby. That's kind of the pull. Yeah, that's the power, the star power that the show has.
That was the gimmick, and some of you who have not been around as long may not be aware of that gimmick. But yeah, when we started out, we were the stuff. We had it. Mm-hmm. We had at our fingertips. We had an array of celebrities that we could get in touch with.
And I will say, occasionally it came across as though the celebrity was attacking the person's profile picture, and I can assure you they really weren't. They were just commenting and trying to find something funny off the top of their head. I've spoken with the celebrities about this because that was an issue, and they're definitely not attacking.
They totally were.
They are not attacking you or your picture or your profile picture, the picture of the lake, or any of that. They were just kind of commenting, and
all right.
Sometimes it came across a little harsh.
Well, I'm so excited to hear from our celebrity friends again that I can't wait another second.
Gonna kill the room, gonna talk some smack. Cutting it down like a lumberjack. Come and take a ride in my Cadillac. Kicking it live on the radio. Everybody got a right to know. This ain't my first rodeo. Hit the spotlight, here we go. Are you ready for the show? Are you ready for the show? Are you ready for the show? Are you ready for the show?
Welcome to SCQS, everybody. My name is John. That's Brian. That's Brian, and that.
Hang on, I'm about to shuffle.
Is not. That's the Peaches.
Here.
That's the Peaches.
SCQS shuffle.
Look what I did during the theme song. There was something buzzing around my head.
And you killed it?
Uh-huh. See it? See its little dead carcass? It's a little fruit fly.
Also, during the theme song, my chair went off of my rolly mat, and I was trying to like get it back on, and so I was like standing up, panicked, trying to get it back on, and
I saw you
failed.
Jumping up really fast.
I failed. Yeah.
And I was wondering if it hurt. Is it your hip all messed up?
Yes, I jacked up my knee and my hip last night, so I'm going to.
I thought you were going to say just now.
No, not now.
Related injury.
I will be going to urgent care after the show.
Yeah, that's what Brian told me.
So I am
You have to go
playing hurt today.
Oh yes, and we have, as already mentioned, some people watching for the first time, which is
First time.
Parker.
Wow.
Did you already put them up the first time, everyone? I can't believe we finally made a live show. We can't either. We were talking about you Gaffneys just a couple of weeks ago. We were saying the Gaffneys have never made a live show. What's up with them? And then we said they probably never will. And look at that. Mm-hmm. They did. So Brian, apparently
who'd you call?
Huge Star Wars fans.
Well, I called
the theme song.
They're Star Wars fans. Well, I was gonna go to the dark side and see what I could do, but I was like, well, that person may make an appearance next week, and I was like, do I want to do multiple weeks? And so it's kind of, we could do that. We could go light side. We could go. All right, Calloway and Parker Gaffney, welcome. You are. Husband is a Star Wars fan. He is. Why are you tilted in your picture? Welcome.
There you go.
That
was one of my favorite impressions.
And Kathy. By the way, I saw Kathy last week in person. We had breakfast together.
I heard about that.
I have lived 1,000 lives since then, Kathy. So let's catch up real quick. So my sister-in-law had her baby. We were at the hospital at 4 o'clock on Tuesday morning. And but that tells you when she was here, Kathy was at my house on Friday. And that tells you how many days. We were still like 3.5, 4 days away. And I had told Kathy we may not be able to even have breakfast. It just totally depends on whether the baby decides to make his appearance. He did not. For a long time after that. No. So we had plenty of time to have our eggs and bacon.
I like how the baby makes an appearance, like it just
yes.
Like makes a grand appearance.
Yes, and unfortunately it was not quite as easy as I made it sound. There was some stress.
It's pretty
involved.
Easy for you.
It's easier for me than it was for the mother. But.
For Aunt Megan. And the boy is here now. He's healthy. He's happy. He is named after a president and some logs.
Lincoln Sterling West. So.
Lincoln Logs.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right. I was afraid that my joke had been unappreciated.
I was trying to figure out another word for logs so I could do like. Hoover,
Right. I was trying to figure out what Sterling had to do with logs, but then I realized, he probably doesn't remember the baby's middle name. He's male. And Tabby is also soliciting boy names, please. She has Simon and Warren already. She also has Marcy, but that's short for Marceline. In my opinion, if she has a girl this time, it should be Francine, and we will call her Frankie. But neither the mother nor the father likes that plan yet. I have 9 months to soften them up. And the boys' suggestions have included things like Frederick, Titus. They like Linus, but I'm of the opinion that Simon and Linus are a bit too close together. Again, 9 months to get them on the right side of things. So
I like Linus. I also like Marcus because their last name is Farkas. And
yep.
So
you want your grandson, your future grandson, to be ridiculed at school every day.
Yes.
I don't think that will be ridicule. I think that will be respect.
His other favorite boy option is Bart.
I like Bart Farkas too.
See, Bart Farkas is good. I like that one.
So bad.
I petitioned really hard for
Yes.
Bart Farkas. This was back when Marcy was born for the first one. So this has been years that I've been going. Art Farkas was another one of my suggestions. I pitched hard for both of those, and they thought that I was kidding, which I wasn't.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Keep those coming. Anyways,
It might be a girl too, and if it's a
Right.
girl, then
they're already
all
pretty
bets are off.
convinced about the name. You know, that's why they don't like my suggestion very much, because they're like, it's okay, we already like a girl name, and they've had it picked out for a while. But again, Frankie for a girl is so cute that we'll just have to continue the conversation. I think.
Mhm. We got 9 months, so you clickers are welcome to chime in with your thoughts as long as they echo mine. We have a big show tonight.
House show is it?
How show is it? Well, Brian, if the woolly mastodon there on the left represents the typical show, tonight's show looks a little something like this, which
Ooh.
no one is going to understand.
Wait, let me think.
Oh,
I
No one is going to
understand.
understand. It's because we didn't start broadcasting until we'd already started the story.
I
So-
understand. Yeah, we didn't give enough background information to everybody who's listening, but the person who stole the pictures and refused to distribute them to the rest of the team is one of the soccer parents, and so that was
The coach.
we had the story. We had the story a couple weeks ago of the cleaning lady who was hiding furniture. This was in the Affert party, by the way. There was a cleaning lady who hid some furniture in a closet, and then when the owner of the house was like, "Have you seen our mirror?" She was offended that the owner was accusing her of stealing, and it's like, "But you were the one
But you
who
actually
moved.
did steal it. Yeah.
You moved it." And so there was that story, and then this story is similar in the depth of like ludicrousness, but it was
It's
a soccer
funny when,
mom, so.
when a particular person, a mother of one of the team members, gathers up all of the pictures for all of the players in the soccer team, and then basically through text messages says, "I will, hit me up and I will give you the pictures." And then she has really no intention of delivering the pictures, but she's got these weird sort of rendezvous that she's trying to arrange, where she'll like send a text message to the group that says, "Hey, I'm at the pool and I'll be here for another 20 minutes if
Right.
you want to come pick up your pictures."
Ultimately, and this is sincerely what happened. After doing that like multiple times, where she'd be like, "Well, I can't today or tomorrow, but like in 5 minutes I'll be in the checkout aisle at Kroger, so you can come find me there." I kid you not, checkout aisle of Kroger was one of the places somebody had to go get their pictures. And so
I am at
after doing
highway
that-
speed on 931 going
Right.
north.
Yes.
If
Right.
if you flag me down, I will
And we
stop.
don't even know who it is. That's the thing. Like, this is an anonymous soccer mom because it's a group thread with all these phone numbers, and nobody knows whose name is attached to which phone number because we don't know these people except for a few weeks out of the year. So
It's just yellow. It's
finally
yellow.
Tabby ends up. Tabby's the coach, and so she ends up realizing she's gonna have to go and get these pictures from the lady and have them. And she's like, "Okay, so I get it." She goes, "I texted her and told her I'd be happy to meet whenever she was ready to think about it." 4 days later, at 11:30 a.m., she says, "Can you meet today?" And then she goes, "I'll be at such and such a place in Kokomo until noon." That's
It's 11:30.
30 minutes. And so Tabby's like, "Joe, you have to watch the kids. I have to go now to go and track down these pictures." And then she got them. So
She had to use the pit maneuver to stop her car.
She spun her out.
Yep.
Give me my pictures, lady.
it would be ridiculous. Like if somebody put it in a movie, you'd say, "No, it's a comedy. They're going over the top." But like this actually happened last week.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's our real
Soccer
life.
ball.
It's our real life,
That's why.
everybody. So that's what the soccer ball was. We also have to give a shout out to our clickers this week before we do anything
oh
else.
yes.
So start playing the music and we'll do the thing. And I'll put it up on the screen and you guys will all be horrified by how my face changes.
Yes.
Clickers will make us chill.
Is it like laggy?
Cliquers are why we're here.
No, it sounds great.
Got mad skills. Cliquers will give us chills.
You know the song, sing along.
Cliquers are live backstage. Cliquers are fresh and clean.
This is me killing fruit flies.
Cliquers are on the scene.
As you know, if you are regular watchers, we love all of our clickers equally, but this week we're going to give a special shout out to, these names are going to look familiar, Loor Tv.
That's my husband! That's my sister! We really do have other clickers besides our own family members, but today is a Branyan McKinney Farkas kind of day.
You know, I have been passing up these names for a number of months, actually. It's like, well, these are all people that are part of our family. But you know what? They do support us. They do support us. And so...
Right.
So they need to be called out. And yeah, it
even
looks like
now,
nepotism.
I don't think that Luke... Oh, here he is. He's on his comedy page.
You rang.
I was going to say, I don't think he's even watching because he's so busy supporting the show by watching our children.
Right, by keeping your children. She's important staff. You're
By the way,
everybody.
Important staff, Tabby, finish shooting your commercial because next week is the time when the Loor guys are coming. And
We're
all
getting
the
to that.
people who are watching now, mark down on your calendars. You have to come back next week and be with us when the Loor guys are on.
We are getting to that.
I know.
We have. Yeah, Tabby
Can't
showed
get to it
me the
enough.
script. And if you want to be a clicker, then you go to John Branding and sign up to support us. And we would be especially happy to have you sign up this week because all we've been getting on the website is spam from what's the guy's name who sends us stuff every day?
Is it Kevin
On the
Jones?
form. Yeah, it's there's a bot that gets a hold of our form and just sends us emails for various things. And
Maybe we should have one of
every day.
Brian should do a board quarantine voice and read Kevin's emails to us as various,
I would love to.
They're so
they're boring.
uninteresting.
That's why
Yeah.
we need to do something interesting with them to make it worth it. I have to redeem the amount of times that I've gotten emails from this bot.
Tabby read her script to me, or let me read the script today, and then she says, "It's comedy genius." If I say so myself.
And she does say so herself.
She does say to herself. But the funny thing about Tabby is that she is the least confident person that you will ever meet, and so her saying stuff like that is really funny. It is a good script, and somebody told me this week, I thought, that Brian has a hat. Is that right? Do you have a hat this week? No.
I mean, I can. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll go with it.
We're going to do a hat?
Okay.
We'll do a hat.
All right,
We'll do a
now,
hat.
Brian
Yes,
is...
sorry. I almost
is
made him
over-
get ready in front of us. That would have been just so uncouth. Okay.
Your microphone is cutting out, by the way.
Is it still?
Yeah. Brian is over 50 now, and he realizes that hats are very important to people who reach that age. And so we have been trying, because we love him, to help him pick out a hat that's going to be perfect for him. And so we've had several submissions over the weeks from you clickers. And those submissions have been among my favorite. And so I have not seen this hat. So we'll bring Brian up, and he can tell us all about it.
I can see it.
Tonight's hat.
We're going classic tonight. We're going classic baseball style hat from the Arctic Cool People. It is we can switch it around, and I can go kind of tough guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kind of skater.
Mhm.
Yo, what's up, bro? I could do that. But this hat is very special because it's
Can you do that with the
cool
hat turned forward like that? I mean, can you go, yo, what's up, bro? Even if the bill is over.
No, you can't. This way, you cannot. That is not allowed. Sideways is dude. You gotta go dude. Like you could go dude. What up? You can do that. I don't know. This is more like,
It's more like drunk tank.
hey, how's it going,
Right.
bro? You know. But this one is more like the classic, like,
Right.
let me tell you about my fantasy team, man. You get right, so like, you're not going to believe this happened to me. So, and again, nobody cares about your fantasy team, just a little FYI. So yeah.
If you got the bill facing in front,
Yes.
that's okay. But if you got it turned like 10 to 15 degrees to one side, it's still okay. So what is how far, what's the angle to stupid looking ratio? Like how far does it go before you start to look like a dummy?
Yeah, I would say right about here. Like here is, as long as you get, I would say about half of the bill in the forehead, I think you're good.
Okay.
Once you go past that, it starts to get a little like, I'm not sure, like, and I wonder if you go
to think that you maybe don't know how to use silverware and stuff like that.
What do you mean? I like
simple math.
having snack time. Can I not have snack time?
Juice box.
So yeah, you can kind of tip it up or whatever. So,
Or what's the symbol? What's the?
It's the brand. It is a brand called Arctic Cool. They make cool shirts so that when you're warm,
That was the Fresh Prince. That was like back in the 90s.
This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Right.
But yeah, so they make cool wear. So when if you sweat a lot or whatever, this is so you like go out walking and whatever, it just absorbs into it and it disperses and it keeps you cooler.
Right. So it's full of sweat.
Gomer Pyle, surprise, surprise, surprise. No, I can't do that.
Oh my gosh. Do you know that? Do you know that at all, Peach?
Gomer Pyle?
That's way before your time.
Isn't that from
That's
the
before my time.
Andy Griffith show?
Yes. He was originally from the Andy Griffith show. And then he had his own spin-off show. Gomer Pyle at USMC.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah. It was before. And I know it was before your time because it was almost before my time. It was actually reruns and stuff that I had to watch. Anyway.
My computer is once again, my air conditioner is once again on and rattling. It's October 1st and it's been on twice in the last 15 minutes. That's how warm it is.
I have a thing that I want to do before we move on. Are you going to leave the hat on? Yeah, you can turn the bill up. Do that.
Okay.
Next week is a big week for us here at SCQS because the Loor TV guys are going to come on and we are going to pitch them some of our best ideas that we've ever had. And
okay, what's Loor TV?
Loor TV is a subscription concept where you sign up and for a monthly fee, a monthly contribution, you are given a certain number of credits or loot as they call it, and then you can spend this loot to support any of the shows that are on Loor TV. And so the shows literally get made when they get funded by the viewers. And so it's a revolutionary concept in television where you actually support the programs that you want to see. And so we are going to pitch. We have got Jason and Marcus, who are the founders. You don't get any higher up in the ranks of the Loor TV executive branch. These are the guys who can make our dreams come true. Mm-hmm. And so we are going to give them our earnest pitch. We're going to do the best of the best for SCQS. And so this week is the run-up for that. And so I've got an outline that I'm going to show you guys in a little bit here. But the first thing I want to do is I thought it was super important when Loor is here next week, and these guys are either going to make us or break us. That's going to be it.
That's right.
It's going to be, everything hinges on this.
Right.
Everything,
we're
lives.
Either going to become like household names, superstars, famous, or we're going to just hang it all up and never tell a joke again.
we're going to disappear into the darkness and be forgotten. And so this is it all comes down to this. Everything in our life has been aiming for this one day that's going to happen next week.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that I thought would be important to do would be to come up with appropriate graphics generated by AI that represents Loor TV. And so I've done that.
All right.
I have some graphics. I spent an appropriate amount of time doing this because it's so important. But I wanted to get you guys. I wanted you guys to see these and then tell me which one I need to use next week that'll be the most impressive to Loor. All right. So the first one, the prompt that I gave it was steampunk robotic film projector with a sword and infinite arms, gigantic waves in the background, and a starry sky. That was my prompt, and this is what I got.
Okay.
Why is it a baby?
Yeah. And why is there just the back of somebody's head, like hair, just flowing?
I thought it was a side ponytail.
Brian sees it as a faceless head.
It's backwards.
I thought it was
It's
a
like
ponytail too.
I mean, it could be a ponytail. However, I think it's better as a disembodied head facing the other direction with a Pac-Man moon on one side, a very angry Pac-Man moon, might I say.
It does look a little angry.
And
got cavities.
The baby has robotic legs, which is nice. It's always a nice touch. Is that a brain in the middle, like where the waistline is?
Yep.
I don't know. I thought it was a walnut.
Or intestines.
It's either intestines or a brain.
Juwan is doing a concert. He's with, as you know, Casting Crowns, and so they're doing a concert tonight. He's not going to be able to be. He's in Boston, if I understand correctly. Is that right, Brian?
He was a few days ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still there.
Yep.
They move quick.
This is why we're doing AI tonight, because it won't scandalize Juwan. He's gone.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the first one. This next one is exactly the same prompt. It's steampunk robotic film projector with a sword and infinite arms, gigantic waves in background, and starry sky. And I got this.
Why?
Okay.
Wait. Okay. Tell me.
This one, I will tell you, I actually like this one a lot.
Tell me the key words again. I am determined to figure out why babies keep showing up in this.
Because I asked for an infant. I want an infant.
Oh, okay.
Steampunk robotic film projector with a sword and infant in arms. Yeah. Gigantic
okay.
waves and stars.
I don't think that you said that. Did he say infant in arms before?
I don't think
I
so.
I did.
You did not. See,
I
Sherry
did.
didn't know why it's involving kids also.
I asked for an infant both times because
Okay.
I was saying, I'm thinking Loor TV is for families. It is not specifically like family
Yes.
everything.
But viewers, did you hear him say infant in arms either time? Because I did not hear that.
Oh,
I didn't
it's
either,
not
but
my
truthfully, I
fault.
wasn't paying attention. So
I was going to say it's not my fault that you're not paying attention. It's not my fault when I start talking, you tune out. Amanda.
it was a lot of
It's-
words.
it's
It was
not
a lot
my
of
fault
words. It
either.
was like steampunk,
It was
infant,
low.
engine,
Not my
sword,
fault.
ocean, moon.
I heard waves and starry sky. Yeah.
So, believe it or not, I really wasn't getting the image that I wanted, and so I did change the prompt for this next one. And the prompt is, listen up. Steampunk humanoid robotic projector, the dropped film, robotic projector holding a sword, shielding a family from demons.
Oh,
Waves in
that's
the
gonna
background,
be
starry sky.
that's gonna be something. Okay.
Yeah, I heard
Steampunk-
infinite arms. Actually,
I
that's
heard
what
infinite
it is.
arms.
Yeah, that's where it was. Okay, that was the problem.
A humanoid robotic projector holding a sword, shielding a family from demons. All right, and I got this.
Where are the demons?
Exactly.
Well, maybe
family.
maybe the family are the demons.
I do like that one the best, though.
Do you?
So far.
Look how happy that little Loor projector is. He's got like angelic wings.
Wing. He's got one wing.
He's got one wing.
That's like the.
other one is folded up.
It's like what's her name? Stevie Nicks. Just like the one-winged dove sings a song. So yeah, one wing. The head is off.
All right, so nobody. I'm not getting a real feel. The family looks creepy. Yeah, that was what I was afraid of. But we've had experience with AI people before. We know that if you look too closely at the AI generated people, you will be
creeped out,
scandalized.
Yeah,
they will freak you out. All right, so I got two more. I looked at this one and I said, "That's not at all."
Somebody skipped leg day, by the way. The guy, the dad skipped leg day a lot.
And so I said, for this prompt, I said, normal human family. I actually put the word normal in there. Normal human family stands in bright light, streaming from friendly steampunk humanoid robotic television. Okay. Stands in bright light, streaming from, and I got this.
Okay.
Why are they wearing helmets?
I think the steampunk is what throws the AI into fits. I mean, it sees the word steampunk and it just makes everything. Look at that kid.
Look at his neck.
The kid on the left. Yeah, the kid on the left
neck
is actually a robot as well. I specifically asked for a normal human family, and I got that piece of weird machinery with a helmet on its head.
But it's friendly.
Yeah, the woman does have huge calves. See, she didn't skip leg day. She did not skip leg day.
Right. But that's not a normal human family. Yeah, huge calves. That's what they... So
you're saying normal families don't have huge calves? If
now,
I'm hearing you correctly.
Sarah is worried that it's still not family friendly. But here's the other thing about Loor. They are very big into being rowdy and contentious with the culture, particularly because they believe that the culture is kind of headed in a bad direction, especially when it comes to streaming services. There's a lot of smut and inappropriate stuff out on social media and on streaming services. So they have no problem being like, yes, we're fighting, or they don't mind controversy. One of the advertisements that they were running a couple of weeks ago was, if you show us that you have dropped your subscription to OnlyFans, you will get a free subscription to Loor.
Right.
And people were all upset. They were like, this is not the kind of advertising that you should be encouraging. Like, what if somebody then goes and signs up for OnlyFans just so that they can unsubscribe and get your free subscription? Like, that would be on your head, on your hands,
right.
Because of that sort of debauchery.
OnlyFans. Right.
Right. And so in response,
that's what's going to do it.
Right. People are genuinely telling them, like, you've gone too far with this one. You're just looking for clicks now and trying to be, sensational, and it's not a good look, brother, not a good look. And so the response to that from Loor was to create another series of basically offers, and one of them was, stop beating your wife, get a free subscription to Loor. It was amazing.
Yeah. So they are, they're not necessary. That's why I'm saying that you have to be careful. I have to be careful about saying family friendly, because that brings up a different picture in some people's minds than maybe what would be completely accurate.
Right. They regularly speak out against the church lady crowd, which in their definition is just somebody who clutches pearls and is, easily offended and thin-skinned, and they're like, that's not us. We don't want to be catering to the squeakiest wheels. Like, we want to make good content and things that we think are funny and things that we think glorify God, even if somebody else might be like, you can't do that, So family friendly might conjure up similar ideas about, like, appealing to the church lady or being very pious and safe and things like that, and they They make no bones about the fact that their things that they're producing are not always safe for everyone, particularly somebody who's easily offended.
It's not TBN.
Yeah. Not TBN.
It is
not a
TBN.
clown show.
Okay,
It's not juggling for Jesus.
We got one more picture. This is super important, you guys.
Okay.
All right, so I still didn't get exactly what I wanted. And so I decided, you know what? Maybe this whole prompt just needs to be thrown out. And so for this last prompt, it's literally family-friendly programming holds shield over innocent creatures.
Okay.
Family-friendly programming holds shield over innocent creatures.
Okay.
Starry sky, volcano in background. I thought that would communicate it perfectly, and this is what I got.
Yeah.
Family.
I figured out the famine. I finally figured out the title for this.
I was trying to figure that out too. I was like, what on earth?
There it is. One of my favorite things about AI is when it tries to write copy. Because that's what it does. Family, famininal, provings,
provsting. I can't understand why it can't just copy keywords and put them into, like, why can't it just select keywords and throw them into the picture?
Well, there's now there's another site. Did you do this on Midjourney?
The what?
Did you do this on Midjourney?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Because there's another site that does text that actually does a pretty decent job. Another AI site.
I understand, like, the images have to be mixed up because they're trying to create, compilations of different ideas or juxtaposing things. But the letters, though.
Why would a date night not be watching SKUs?
I was just going to say, Stefan, if you brought the girlfriend into the thread, then we could have another celebrity give her a shout out because we brought that back this week.
Yeah, he's having a date night with his girlfriend. Sorry, I can't join you all. What in the world? How are we supposed to take that?
Is she in the restroom right now? What are you doing? What are you? Hang on a second, babe. I gotta take care of something real quick.
Look at those innocent creatures in that picture.
In the
shield. I think that they are not goats or rats. Not to disagree with our first-time live viewers, but it looks to me like they're little wombats.
Well, there's a melty polar bear on the left. There's a albino turtle down in the middle.
Looks like a tiny elephant in the middle. Oh, I see. That's the turtle.
Yeah. Okay. And then you have a baby on a Barcalounger, a recliner, just kind of hanging out. And the melty polar bear paws are on the far right.
Right.
Okay.
So he's kind of covering the baby and the turtle.
Right. Because he melted.
Well, so here's what I'm thinking. This probably should be the picture for Loor next week. This should probably be the picture that we use because, it just screams family and innocence. And it also screams famity and fandom.
So here's the
thing. Both of those things are important.
I just got a notification that the effort party starts in 30 minutes, which means it's published. It means it's set to go live on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
What?
Yeah.
The effort party is not private.
I was like, we're going to do like a live one, kind of like get people in, and I didn't even.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
So,
all right.
Anyway, guess that's going to happen unless we do something to fix it. But yes, I like what you're thinking because I think that Loor would be up for like making famity fanminil their motto for the day. They might even share it with their subscribers and be like, hey, what do you think of, making this our catchphrase on loot day, whenever everybody gets their extra loot that they can start distributing again. That can be the call to action. Famity fanminil.
Famity fanminil.
Provsing.
So I just wanted you guys to be up for it looks like an ad for Doritos. It kind of does. Mm-hmm. Doritos are good for the whole family too. All right. The last thing that I need to show you, let me pull this down for just a second. Make sure that I'm We already did Brian's HatQuest. And so now what we're going to do is I will show you the outline for next week's show. So you guys will be up for what it is. And if there's anything that seems like it needs to be adjusted, we've still got some time to adjust it. But I wanted you guys to have say and first look at it. So here we go. I'm going to add this in the HatQuest. We already did it. So, and then the first thing, of course, we're going to be doing the Proboscis of Rock. That's a request that we were given. And I think the Proboscis of Rock is a good thing. We haven't done that for a while. I think that Jason, particularly from Loor TV, might be really good at it. He might actually...
Yeah, but you said the same about Tim Hawkins, and then you made it an entirely impossible guess.
Which was great.
So.
Okay. All right. Well, we're also going to do toilet paper Rorschach.
But it's...
We haven't done for a while.
Okay. Are you worried about copyright on Rorschach? Or...
On Rorschach?
Yeah.
No, is it? Am I the only one that remembers that?
Oh, I remember.
Rorschach was an actual thing that we had for a while. Remember that?
Yeah.
And the reason it was because I pronounced it that way instead of Rorschach.
Right. That's right. Because Brian called it Rorschach.
That's right.
And so we had a Rorschach. And that name is stuck. And then we're also going to be doing Palpatine affirmations.
Okay.
Spartacus is a baby. There may also be some other affirmations we're still talking about, but for sure there's going to be some Palpatine affirmations. Also, sound charades.
Yay!
This was a game that we came up with, I don't know, a year ago or a little more than a year ago. And it was accidentally. Yeah, we accidentally invented a game, and it's great.
Yes, we will have something from JT this month. We're working on it. Right. And yes, sound charades, because I was having technical issues then too, kind of like today, only today was microphone issues, and then it was headphones. And it's very hard to produce a game where there are sound effects involved when you can't hear the sound effects.
Yeah.
Everyone else could. Dad could hear them, and Juwan could hear them, and they were trying to guess what the sound was, and I was like, okay, this is getting difficult when I haven't even heard. It's just silence, so I don't know why people are guessing. I don't know which of these guesses might be a good one to put on the screen because it sounds reasonable to me, and so I finally just asked Juwan to duplicate the sound for me.
And he did.
And it was fun. It
was gold.
It was
Comedy
way more
gold.
fun to listen to Juwan's imitation of the sound effect than to try to figure out what the sound effect was. So.
Yep. And so it became a instant classic. All right. So we're doing sound charades. We're also going to do several different words from our sponsor. We've already hinted that Tabby has one. Brian has submitted one. And there's talk that there's going to be at least two. And so words from our sponsor. And then we're going to do Roger Montague.
Yeah.
He is going to do a Halloween themed swindle, I think. For those of you who are not familiar with Roger Montague, he's a character from our Chubby Bruce cartoon series.
That's not where he started, but yes, he's a gentleman swindler.
He's a gentleman swindler.
There's a video segment or a compilation somewhere of the polo videos where Juwan was first developing Roger Montague, and then we all went back and forth trying to give our ideas of what Roger did for Christmas. It'd be great if we could find those videos, because that would tell the story a lot quicker than we could just through memory. Yeah,
they're probably in there. So Roger
well, they just started deleting Marco Polo. Just started deleting polos a year older. So.
Well, somewhere we already had compiled them too. Like
that's
on
true.
Old,
that's true.
SKUs. So if we search Roger Montague, I think it may be in the title somewhere, and so we might be able to just go back and clip what we had before.
Well, the thing that's important about Roger Montague is, yes, he's a gentleman swindler, and also his swindles are very low stakes. Joanna is always careful to say that.
Low return.
Low stakes,
yes.
Low stakes, low return swindles. And so
yes.
We don't know what that's going to be. And then, of course, no show will be complete without When Would We Eat That? So we will be.
I'm glad we're closing with that.
Yes.
And then a couple of other great segments. So, when would we eat that is not officially on the ticket for next week.
It's just this is a working list. This is a
but again,
subject to change.
If there it is, your answer, Jeff. So if there he goes, yes.
The only one. The only one.
I'm so tempted to actually do it, but the only one who would think it is funny is maybe me and Brian, just because it's so.
Once again, we have a highlight reel. Like we can already just pull up the original with Brian politely like.
I think we're done. I think it's
I said I think that's enough, and he goes, I think so.
Let's just say it went it went great. If you haven't seen it,
it seemed like such a good idea in my head, and it wasn't. So, Chance Rogers is going to riot if we don't have it. Yeah, it has amassed something of a cult following, but
yes,
I'm still not sure it's worth.
Oh,
doing it.
speaking of cult followings, both of you have some apologizing to do to me, because this week, only because of you two, my husband had me watch Escape from New York.
And you're saying that you loved it. I can tell.
Why do we owe you an apology?
Because we didn't tell her about it sooner.
Let's just say the entire time, like, it got probably 20 to 30 minutes maybe even in before I finally started just kind of looking at him to make sure that he at least knew that it was a bad movie, because I was a little bit afraid that he was still mentioning that he's reading a screenplay book, and I was a little concerned that he was like looking for tips and pointers from this. So I just said, please don't be like trying to actually learn something. Please just let me make sure that you understand.
For a great screenplay.
Right. This is not the thing you want to be imitating, just so we're clear. And then once he acknowledged to me that he understood that, from that point on, it just got worse and worse. And when it was so chaotic, and like, it's not even just the low graphics, like it was the 80s, so the technology was bad, and it's very contrived about the different technology that these, government officials supposedly had access to. The entire conflict hinges on a stupid and implausible, like, bioweapon thing that, doesn't exist. But then I'll tell you when I finally snapped. I'll tell you when I finally looked at Luke and was like, oh yeah, okay, that happened. When the guy when they're at the fight scene, he's in the ring with that big guy who's trying to kill him, and some random guy in the audience just sets his hand down on the stage, and it's got the wristwatch thing on it that he can push to call the government in. And the random guy just shows up and sets his hand down, right, like a few feet away from him, and then he looks thoughtfully at it, and I was like, okay, he's just gonna set his hand there for later. So that was when I finally checked out and was like, I can't.
See, this is a new segment. Amanda reviews classics, and we find.
And then Brian apologizes.
Brian apologizes for a generation of filmmakers.
We give her all sorts of great ones, like Krull. We give her all the classics. She watches them, she enjoys them, and then she comes back and gives her review. And I think that's a great segment.
Sorry to spoil it, Greg. Literally, I was saying to Luke, we had paused for some reason. We had to go and get something. And when he came back, I said, I was thinking that this premise had so much potential. I was thinking, like, if it was done with thought, like thoughtfulness and imagination, it could be a pretty great, like, dystopian future. Like, these people in 2023 still love their dystopian settings. Like, this could have been really interesting. What would happen to New York if it was taken over by prisoners. And I said, you know what would have been cool is if they thought they were going to go in and find this like absolute chaos, but it was actually better than it was outside of the prison. Like, instead of having trash and fires and people running around for no reason in the middle of the night, if people were more civilized inside New York than they were out.
See, what you're doing now is you're actually giving away the theme for the novel that I was working on a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yep.
See,
it's not exactly that. It's not exactly
and then the
that.
losers get kicked out.
My idea for a story is that the government disbands all of the prison systems because we've had it up to here as a culture with all of the incarceration, and so to solve the mass incarceration, they shut down the prisons and release all of the prisoners out just into the society, and then
don't do it. I will not be held responsible.
Oh,
it's such a good movie.
See, that is the movie version
Rambo?
of When Would You Eat This?
Have you seen Rambo 2?
Have I?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Rambo 2 is basically Escape from New York. So basically, it's the same story, but it's better and it's got Sylvester Stallone.
It's got Sylvester Stallone, so like, what am I doing?
So, I had just gotten done saying to Luke, like, they haven't even shown any females. I was like, is there a separate female prison?
There's females in there. What are you talking about?
No, I had just gotten through saying it when he goes, look, according to the bottom of the screen, it tells who's in the next scene, and there was a female in the next scene. And I was like, he goes, we're about to meet a woman right now. And again, not to spoil anything, but that doesn't last long.
Anybody hasn't seen this movie in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
But.
It's the weirdest thing. Like, yeah, anyway. Mm-hmm. You've got your next chance. You are not helpful, Chance. Nobody asked you, Chance.
I would say Krull. Krull is the next one.
It's free on Prime, but it will cost you a portion of your life. So yes, Luke is responsible. Luke's the guy who picks out our movies. So he's the one that you got to talk to. And if we want to make this a regular segment, then I can't really guess what else I'm going to say except dumbest thing ever.
I have been telling you guys that you should watch the Columbo series. Lieutenant Columbo.
You've been watching Columbo until you fall asleep.
I have been watching it, for a long time. I love it. Anyway.
My vote is for Krull, Luke. Krull.
He's saying crawl. He thinks you're saying crawl.
Krull.
Krull, yeah. The Krull, if you want to talk about bad movies, I mean, Krull is a bad movie.
But there's great
actor
actor in
New York
it.
Is at least John Carpenter. So, same guy who made.
Do you like Hagrid? Hagrid's in Krull.
Did you like Hagrid?
Do you mean Robbie? What's his butt?
Yeah, Coltrane.
Yeah.
Coltrane.
Robbie Coltrane. May he rest in peace.
I do like the idea of them watching horrible movies and then giving a review, and then we argue with them.
I actually think it was probably good for our marriage because we agreed on its horribleness. I was kind of concerned that he was going to come to its defense, but he didn't. So. And
Liam Neeson's also in the movie, so, I mean, quality acting. Yes.
So I'll tell you my favorite part of... Escape from New York was when he takes his shirt off and he's got the snake tattoo on his belly. Have you paid much attention to that? Because it reminded me of the tattoo they used in Tabby's play here in Kokomo, Escape to Margaritaville in that case, which is why we started talking about Escape from New York in the first place. And it was just so bad. Like, it looks like somebody took a magic marker and colored on his stomach. It's not scary. It's like this rounded head. Like, you expect it to have these big doe
like a
eyes.
It looked like an earthworm.
His name is Snake, and it's like, yes.
He's like,
I got that in prison, I bet. Yeah. It looks like somebody took like a washcloth and put a temporary tattoo on his belly.
Somebody licked it.
Yeah,
There you go.
this is a good part too. The landmine splits it in half.
No harm to the main characters. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It
Yes.
broke the cab in half. And who was the guy driving the cab? Was it Steve Buscemi?
No. I looked it up, and I had never heard of him before.
Okay.
I can't
I
remember.
can't remember.
But it
It's been a
wasn't.
while.
It wasn't Steve. It wasn't old Steve.
Well, anyway. Well, now we're almost out of time.
That's all right. We have some time for weird news.
We do have a little time for weird news, and then we have to get to the after party.
Yeah, I think Jeff's right.
Ernest Borgnine, that's right.
We have to switch from this thread to the after party thread, is what you're saying. Everybody can move over there, but literally anyone can watch it tonight.
Right,
you get a free after party tonight.
It's no hold barred, so it may be interesting. We actually have to record it tonight too. So, all right. So weird news. If you guys don't know how this works, here's a picture, and you have to tell me what the news story is that goes with it.
That is a kiddie Ferris wheel that broke off on the beach and rolled around a little bit, and there's a guy looking to see what was wrong.
That, Sherry thinks it's a human hamster wheel. That is a bobber to catch blue whales.
That
you don't
is
catch fish with the bobber.
You do now. Now that you have a big enough one.
Actually, I think that's the eye socket of one of your your steampunk robots from earlier in the show. You have the red, which is the actual socket part, and then you have the eyeball in the middle.
Ferris wheel for balloons, because they need to have fun too.
It's funny. That's an actual picture, but those people do look like they were generated by AI, don't they?
Yep. Lady in the back, skipping leg day.
Yep. That is nobody's close. I'm looking at the
We're
comments.
not even close?
No, you're not.
You're
close.
kidding me.
This was actually they just averted a potential tragedy in this picture. Believe it or not. The story goes that a Florida man was rescued again while attempting to cross the Atlantic in a floating hamster wheel.
Oh man.
It's a peace activist. Peace activist faces felony charges for refusing the Coast Guard's plea to disembark and to threaten to harm himself with a knife and a fake bomb. So he's a peace activist, ultramarathoner. He did this stunt.
Wait. He's a peace activist and he's got a bomb.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you see the problem there?
It was fake, though. It was a fake bomb.
Fake bomb.
And he was only threatening to harm himself with it.
Go ahead, please.
He was 60 miles off the coast of South Carolina.
Just go ahead.
60 miles. They spotted him floating in a circular cage. He initially near Savannah, Georgia, was where they spotted him during routine preparations ahead of Hurricane Idalia. 51-year-old was headed for London, England, but he was repeatedly told that his vessel was unsafe and should not be in use. It was described as staying afloat through wiring and buoys, according to a copy of the criminal complaint.
So you're saying a big metal vessel with balloons and a hamster ball is not safe for the ocean?
I didn't know that you could get in trouble for floating around in the ocean in an unsafe vessel. I mean, I didn't know that you would get stopped for that. But
he's using up resources when people have to go and rescue him. I would think he climbs inside that ball. I would think that there would be like a magnifying of the sun effect, and it would be really hot in there.
I would think
I would think that's what was unsafe about it, was the temperature. But
no, just let him go. Just let him go. Let's see if he makes it.
Who's he harming?
Yeah.
All right. So what about this?
I did a whole video breakdown on this, so I know this story.
Did you?
I did. And it's titled WTF.
Well,
so I know this whole story.
He knows the story.
that's a big bull.
Mm-hmm.
Was it in Nebraska?
How in the world did you know that?
Because Sarah has seen it.
Yeah. This was in Nebraska. Where else? Near 549th Avenue in Nebraska. So Sarah's seen it. It was a story takes place in Texas or Kansas. Nope.
Therapy animal.
That's a good guess. This is, and Brian can back me up on this. This guy was driving in Nebraska, and he got stopped by police for having a bull.
A Watusi bull
Mm-hmm.
named Howdy Doody.
That's correct. That is correct. They thought it was going to be a calf or something. They got a call that said there's a cow in this guy's car, and they thought it was going to be like a calf. But nope, they show up, and there's Howdy Doody, a full-size Watusi bull. They carried out the stop and addressed some traffic violations that were occurring with that particular situation, quote unquote. Howdy Doody is celebrities in his hometown, often appears at parades. But the bull's fame apparently hadn't reached Norfolk yet at the time of his joyride, according to Myers. I get a phone call at work. My son wanted to know if his dad's in jail. Someone sent this news to him. So, yeah, it just kind of went downhill from there. Again, I didn't know that it was illegal to drive with a bull in your car. I mean, he's not taking up any more space. He's not...
He's violating the red flag or yellow flag law, whatever the color is, when it comes out, like his horn. Secondly,
he needed a red tie on his horn.
Yeah, that to make it safe, so that people could see that you know
there's a horn in their lane.
Exactly. The other issue, I don't know if you've noticed this, his license plate says boy and dog. So he must think that's a dog or something.
But that's just the front plate. That's not a problem.
It's the back plate too.
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's a thing that I would support. I'm just saying I'm surprised that you could get pulled over for driving with a bull in your car.
Well, in Nebraska, you can get pulled over for just about anything, as we all know.
It's a bull, guys. That's a good point. Probably putting a red flag on his horn wouldn't be a good idea.
That is true, Sarah. So that's.
I think you can put yellow ones, though.
Yeah.
I think you're allowed to use.
Or like white or something.
Yeah.
But so he modified his car so that the bull could sit there, and Howdy Doody did leave a giant Howdy Doody all over the back. I don't know if you've seen the back of the car, but it's a very appropriate name. And the guy just was like very casual about it, like it's whatever, like it's totally normal.
It's an environmental issue.
Well, it's just very unsafe. One, he can't see out the side. Two, it's not safe for the bull. Three, it's not safe for anyone else on the road.
Ryan.
Just what this guy is we'll just move on. This guy's a clown. Right. Put him in the hamster ball with the other guy and
go fishing for some blue whales with them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have to close this party down because we got another one coming right up.
And also next week, don't forget the Loor guys are going to be on, and it's going to be everything.
After party links on the members homepage, but you don't need that. Just hang out with us. Go to the John Brandon YouTube channel. It should be live in the next couple of minutes. For free today. Next week, Loor TV. Juwan wasn't here today, but you can still go find out where he's going to be. Actually, I know for sure he's going to be in Indiana in like a week and a half. So get your tickets and enjoy when they come through the Midwest. Also, youtube.com/comedybrian. There were some commenters there today.
Ooh.
And do you have your website up yet?
No. But
Wow.
if you want to see me talk more about Howdy Doody, there's a video on right there. So
Okay, go to Comedy Brian's YouTube channel and you can get more of the deets on Howdy Doody.
You still feel like you don't have the whole Howdy Doody story? Go to comedybrian.com.
All right. How are we going to read the credits?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it.
Like we're in a hamster ball?
We didn't do anything today that was productive and interesting. We could read them like we're trying to impress the Loor guys and we're trying to pitch to them, but otherwise... Or we could give Tabby some more baby names. We could try to suggest baby names from the list.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll combine them.
All right. Here you go, Tabby. Write this down.
All we have to do is stick Farkas at the end of everything.
That's right.
Yep.
Hey.
Ron Farkas.
Louise Farkas.
Farkas.
That's actually really cute.
Tabitha Farkas.
Can't do that.
Nathan Farkas.
Sarah Farkas.
Taylor Mason Farkas.
That would work.
Chance Rogers Farkas.
Rachel
Matthew
Farkas.
Titterington Farkas.
I
Sorry,
kinda
I
like
butchered your
that
names.
too. That kind of worked.